Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name's Christina, and you might recognize me from the front of the Lensa AI app. I know everybody and their mother has been messaging me about it. And so I figured this would be a good opportunity to talk about the Lensa app and also just how did I get on the front of the Lensa app. So I actually have been on the Lensa app on the App Store for a while now. It was like one of the main pictures for a few years, and I've used Lensa really since they kind of launched because they had reached out to me. They had hired me via Fiverr, and I did a video advertisement for them, and then I did an image advertisement for them. So that's kind of how that happened, and ever since I created that ad for them, I tried Lensa, of course, and I actually loved it. And so I've been using it for a few years. And so I figured this is a great opportunity. Why not share something that I've used for a while? I don't use it as much as I used to just because I don't really have any social media anymore. I recently got rid of all of my social media and I'm just focusing on YouTube and my personal life. Those are the things that are really important to me. So, but yeah, so I figured it would be a great opportunity to talk about some of my favorite things about the Lensa app in general, and some of the pros and cons that I have noticed about it. So let's dive in. Starting with the pros, the first thing that I love about the Lensa app is you can mass import different pictures or videos. I mostly used Lensa actually as one of my first programs or like softwares. I know it's a phone software for some of my editing, and that was kind of my Kickstarter app in a way. It really just gave me such natural images, great for advertising, really highlights the eyes. I can blur backgrounds, it's very accurate. So I just really liked how simple, the ease of use, things that I would do very minusculely on other apps. I'd have to use a variety of very expensive paid apps. I could just use pretty much with the click of a button or a click of a few buttons with Lensa. And so it really has streamlined that process for me of editing to ensure that my content looked great for whoever was hiring me. So the mass import's great, especially if you have different options and you can quickly edit them, get an idea, and then you can go in and you can refine certain things. But I find that it is very versatile for editing face pictures, like pictures of humans, but also very versatile for editing product photos or pictures of my dogs. I do some content creation on the side. It's not attached to my name, it's just for fun. I enjoy creating content for brands or creating pictures or whatever it might be. And so for me to have an app that's versatile is so simple. The good editing, they have great editing features for both. The face recognition can be a little wonky occasionally, but essentially it has all of the main tools that I need to get the job done. So I am very pleased with that. There are some new AI avatars that have come out. I know that that's pretty much why all of these advertisements, I guess, are being run, or it's like the front of the page. I don't know what's happening, why Lensa has blown up as much as it has recently, but I have seen people that used the avatars or paid for them. It's a paid, so like it's a paid service. You pretty much can upload a certain amount of pictures and then an AI will create graphic images of you. I have not done it myself. I do have a paid subscription with them, but we'll get into that a little bit later, but I personally haven't tried them myself. But I've seen results from those who have tried it and I think that they look beautiful. So I know that that's kind of a new feature that they have added, and they're really, everything that they do, they continue to update it very beautifully. It's very seamless. Maybe it's occasionally glitchy, but really with the updates, they're quick. They're on it as far as I've noticed. It was when I first downloaded it very basic. Lensa's really transitioning more into a more well-rounded, multi-purpose kind of app that allows you to do way more than what I have always known it to do. But with that being said, like, it's impressive the amount that they continue to excel and to push, and I think that makes it more valuable, especially if you're investing in it. I do wish it was a one-time purchase kind of thing. You do have to pay annually. We'll get more into that. That'll probably be more in the cons. But overall, The avatars are super, super impressive from what I've seen. What I do like is that when you're editing photos of faces of people, you can edit their faces individually. So it'll have an option for like face 1, face 2. If it can't read the face, it'll tell you. If it can't read some faces, it will tell you. But you can individually change. And what I like about this is it's a very simple yet custom experience in a way. It's not too specialized, but it's very easy. The ease of use is the hugest factor that I have known and liked from Lensa. There's also the option to adjust basic things. There's blurring background, which is great. If you don't have like an iPhone, or if you didn't take a portrait mode or whatever it might be, it still can kind of look like portrait mode. Sometimes it can be a little bit off. It doesn't always get the lines perfectly if you're at a weird angle, but for the most part, I would say it's pretty accurate. And some things that they've added that are kind of new to me in some ways are art styles, filters, borders. But like I said, I really like that the app is always expanding. It's continued to grow ever since I first downloaded it, and I've been shocked in some ways. What's really great for me personally is for product image editing or editing pictures of my dogs for content creation. You can edit the foreground or the background separately. So that is a very handy feature that you can kind of ensure you're finding balance. That's newer for me at least, but it's definitely a huge bonus that you can read certain things. There is also flexibility to remove certain things or to change whatever the lines are, which it previously didn't allow you to do, but now it's slowly kind of coming into more of that individual specific customization. I would say like the reality of this app is that the ease of use is unmatched. Where I had to have a bunch of different apps previously, I don't have to have that many now. You can really modify basics like exposure, contrast, saturation, all of that very, very simplistically. But what's great for me is I would find that I had to edit the color or even like the hues or the tones. And to do that, I used to have to do that on Lightroom. But now that is an option that you can do on Lensa as well. So really, I don't need Lightroom like I used to need it. And I can really kind of push that out, and it's almost completely unused except for my downloaded presets that I really like for photo editing. But pre the iPhone update, I know that there wasn't a background remover. I know the newer iPhones, if you have an iPhone, does have a background remover ability. It's a simple concept that's finally being implemented by way more softwares and programs. And I like that you can change the options to change the backgrounds to some of their preset options that they have, or you can do a custom one. I like the ability that I can add my own. And there's also a new borders option, which is very convenient. I played around with it a little bit, not a ton, but these are just added features. But it's been great seeing the evolving and seeing that they really do take feedback very well. I will say, like, it's super easy to save your photo. You just save and it's saved and it's done. And Lensa does offer video editing. I never knew them to offer it previously. And I will say it is super, super basic. There's not a lot to the video editing. And we'll kind of go into that, and we're going to start with our cons of Lensa. The video editing is not extensive at all, so I would not be reliant on it, but it's good for basics, pretty much just like trimming, adding like compilations, but there's no ability to add stickers or words or things like that. I think that would make it so special, but obviously, I mean, Lensa started mostly as a photo editing app. I'm sure they're gonna delve into that realm eventually, but it's just, if you're looking for a video editing app or an all-in-one, I wouldn't say that the video editing is top notch at all. And realistically, like, if you're also looking for an app that's focused on really nice filters, like, I love Lightroom because I can just get preset filters that I like, or I can just try different ones or have entire folders of preset filters that I like. There isn't many great options for filters, in my opinion. I think Lensa, what's really special about it is it provides natural looking content. Obviously, you can edit the heck out of your face. Most people do nowadays. It's a really sad part of reality, and that's part of why I'm not on social media anymore. It's just like, That's just not me. I don't really do that stuff anymore unless it's for advertisement purposes. I'm just completely au naturel, even if I look like a gremlin sometimes. But the filters on Lensa are not life-changing. They're not that great in my personal opinion, but if you like them, all the power to you. It's just not my cup of tea, but Lensa does a really great job of naturally enhancing your photos anyways, that I really just don't think you need filters. And that's one thing that I really got when I would use Lensa for photo editing for clients. I got nothing but incredible feedback of how professional it looked, how the emphasis of certain parts was excellent, and I would say like 80% of that was done by Lensa itself, and then I would go in, take what I've edited on Lensa as my first layer, and then go in and really refine editing on like other paid program apps that I like to use. But with that being said, the AI options, once again, they are a paid option. I have a subscription. I pay annually, and still I have to pay. I do get a discounted option to get some AI stuff, but I still do have to pay for it. I don't really like that, but at the same time, there's a barrier to entry. I think it's good in other ways. Everybody has their own taste on AI anything. It does look like artwork. It does look beautiful. It looks incredible, but that could be a con. If you're looking for a whole bunch of AI images, it could get costly if you're really looking to use Lensa. However, at the same time, they do say that they try to keep their costs pretty low, so it's available to everyone. So it just depends if that's reasonable for you, or if that's specifically what you're looking for. But from some of the edits that I've seen, it has looked amazing. But it is a paid option. Now, Lensa does cost $29.99 per year. There are promotions. I currently pay $10 a year, but that promotion ends for me soon. So $30 a year is kind of expensive. However, if you do the math, it comes out to $250 a month. Even better if you can get it at a promotion, like even a Black Friday promotion. I know it just passed, or like a New Year promotion, whatever it might be. If you see a promotion and you want to try Lensa, like the premium version, absolutely, I think that's worth it. So I will say, overall, like Lensa is not as customizable as many other apps. If you're looking for a very customizable app where you can, edit like shapes, and you can really emphasize certain items, like I love the brightening option on Airbrush. The Airbrush app is honestly, it's about $30 a year as well. It is a great option to have in your portfolio as well. You can really manipulate whatever you need to ensure that your focus of your content or your picture for Instagram or whatever it might be is absolutely naturally and beautifully emphasized, and it's high quality. It's easy to use. Honestly, Airbrush is the reason why I don't really use Adobe products anymore. Like Airbrush is life-changing. It's simple, it's easy to use, as long as you have high quality original content that you've captured. So the difference would be Lensa is more of like an all-encompassing, streamlined option for the experience. It streamlines my experience significantly, that it reduces time, it looks beautifully natural, and it's customizable to a point. Whereas if you're looking for in-depth, specific details, things like that, you're going to do better with an app like Airbrush, or even working and exporting onto like a Adobe Photoshop, things like that. But bottom line, if you can get the discounted subscription, I think it's totally worth it. I don't have any subscription coupon codes for you. Lensa did not reach out to me regarding this video. I'm just doing this because I've used it for years. My face is on it, and it's really been a great app. And I think people need to know, like, all-in-one perfect app to get whatever you need to get done. I think that this really is a great option. If you have the opportunity to try it, it is worth it. And I've used it for a few years now. I have no intentions to get rid of it. I might get rid of it just in the sense that now that I don't have social media, I don't really have much use for it other than content creation. But regardless, I think it's still a pretty reasonably priced option to invest into. I definitely think that if you're looking for a new editing app, Lensa is a great option to go into. Of course, I'm huge on the all natural, no editing as well. But you know, if you're doing content, if you're creating content for whatever reason, Lensa can do that for you. It really can, product, face wise, whatever it might be. It really is that girl. And it's very simple to use, especially if you're really getting into that kind of realm. Great starter app. Highly, highly recommend. Well, that is my thoughts and opinions on Lensa. Crazy that we've gotten this far, but Lensa, if you're watching this, thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for my face being on the front of your app, I guess. It has been an absolute pleasure. And if you haven't already, please click the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one.